In the previous episode, chaos erupted inside the ancient palace as a terrifying force shattered the calm. A figure with tangled hair appeared and effortlessly overwhelmed a late nascent soul cultivator, leaving even the strongest onlookers trembling. When Han Li remained frozen under that chilling gaze, Silvermoon suddenly emerged from his pouch, only for the truth to strike like lightning. The mysterious figure was not Tianqi at all, but Long Meng, a split soul born from a failed cultivation of the legendary Silvermoon wolf clan. Silvermoon, once part of the same being, struggled to recall her past as Long Meng attempted to erase her completely. Han Li stepped in just in time, blocking a deadly soul attack and drawing Long Meng's cold attention. At the end of the previous episode, Long Meng mocked Silvermoon's bond with Han Li, hinting that even mighty rulers would not dare claim the former beloved consort of a demon king as their spirit beast. Yet Han Li had done exactly that. What will happen next? Stay tuned. Silvermoon's figure stood rigid and her complexion turned pale. But after taking another glance at Long Meng, her lips curled in a sneer. Han Li could see the tension in the air immediately. Long Meng's presence was commanding, almost suffocating, and her words cut through the space like blades. Silvermoon, normally composed and unshakable, now appeared rigid, her pale face betraying her shock and fear. Yet, even in that moment, there was a sneer curling her lips, a mixture of defiance and bitterness as she confronted Long Meng. Long Meng's gaze met hers, cold and calculating, filled with a malevolent light that seemed to pierce through the very air. "You are me, and I am you," Long Meng said, her voice smooth yet threatening. "If you let others know, it will not end well for you. That person, the one married to Ling Long, may have favored me above all else. Do you recall who helped suppress you and forced you into eternal sleep in the body you now inhabit?" Han Li felt the atmosphere grow heavier as the words sank in. Long Meng's history, her mysterious connection to the past, and the implications of her power made the surrounding cultivators tense. Her words were not empty, they carried weight, evidence of control and the authority she wielded over life and death. Silvermoon's expression faltered slightly, though she tried to maintain her composure. Long Meng's smile faded, replaced by a chilling, malevolent gaze. Slowly, she pressed her hand onto the intricate spell formation on the ground. The air trembled as a tremendous explosion shook the space. The white teleportation formation, which had just brought the cultivators there, collapsed into a massive hole, 3 meters deep, leaving everyone in awe and shock. The silver-winged Night Fiend and the Lionhawk, having just approached the formation, froze in horror at the destruction. Long Meng's eyes shifted to them, sharp and unyielding. "Where do you think you are going?" she asked coldly. "You resemble that pill scholar Kong Zan, but your body has been consumed by dark energies. And your form has changed. Yet I recognize the Lionhawk Kong Zan once raised. It seems the body he left behind has grown, gaining consciousness, until it became a silver-winged Night Fiend." The Night Fiend's expression twitched, and he let out a dry, uneasy laugh. "I did not expect that Fairy Ling Long would see through us so easily. In the past, I had glimpsed you a few times. Do not say, that was not truly you. But your previous incarnation, the Lion Hawk, deserves recognition. Though originally only a grade 7 demon beast, it has now ascended to grade 10. If it returns to the spirit realm, it will wield significant influence." The Night Fiend regained composure, but his mood was somber. He realized that escape was impossible without the teleportation formation, and reluctantly stayed silent. Long Meng, indifferent to their presence, turned her gaze to Grand Immortal Xu and the Yi clan elders. She smiled with a mixture of contempt and amusement. "Good, very good," she said. "I did not expect so many cultivators. And they are not weak either." The Yi clan Grand Elder stepped forward respectfully. "Senior, you must be a figure of great standing in the spirit realm. Possessing the body of fellow Taoist Hua, our Yi clan has opened Kunwu Mountain's seal for the divine spirit treasure. If you agree to hand over the 8th spirit ruler, we will ensure your safe passage." Long Meng's eyes narrowed, intrigued by the offer. Grand Immortal Xu laughed, feigning innocence. "Curious, I intended to make the same offer." Both were cunning. hoping to sway Long Meng with words. Yet she responded calmly, almost mockingly. "The 8th Spirit Ruler? If you can take it, then try. I will not stop you." Their faces betrayed surprise and unease. Exchanging bewildered glances, Long Meng's mockery grew sharper. Nearby, Lady Mu, seated quietly, became vigilant as Long Meng appeared. She summoned a storage pouch cautiously, aware of the entity's sharp perception. In the distance, the large-headed eccentric cried out, frustrated, "Since you do not want the treasure, why did you stop me?" Long Meng's gaze fell on him. "The others may have it, but not you." The eccentric's anger and confusion grew. "Why?" Long Meng's expression was stern. "Because you recently encountered the incarnation of the devil ancestor Yuan Sha. Though briefly, your body is tainted by rare devilish energy. I can see through it at a glance. Your malicious intentions toward my soul box would have succeeded if I had not awakened this body so swiftly. You tried to use a soul-extinguishing talisman on me, how bold." The Grand Elder was shocked, sending frantic voice transmissions to the eccentric. But the messages went unanswered. His expression turned grim as he realized the gravity of the situation. Han Li pondered silently. Yuan Sha must be an elder devil from the heavenly south, likely linked to the chaos unfolding here. Silence fell over the area until Lady Mu spoke softly yet firmly. "Do not be deceived. This woman is not merely a powerful being from a higher realm. She is the incarnation of the elder devil's sacred ancestor. If anyone takes the 8th Spirit Ruler, they will unleash a devil, bringing calamity to the mortal world." Lady Mu raised a small jade seal, glowing with an illusion of a dragon in brilliant light. Long Meng's face contorted with rage as she recognized it. The dragon call crest. She extended her hand, summoning a powerful force to crush the seal from above. Lady Mu quickly reacted, lifting the seal just in time. 10 dragon phantoms shot from the crest to intercept the invisible force. The clash of light and energy created a blinding explosion. Seizing the opportunity, Lady Mu and her junior martial sister formed the Sun-Moon Shuttle, a silver and golden streak of light, and disappeared in a flash. Long Meng fired a silver beam at them, but a massive phantom of a strange, scaled deer appeared from the grand formation and absorbed the energy, vanishing without a trace. The 8-corned deer, Long Meng realized, panicked as the 8th Spirit Ruler began floating, shaking, and releasing 7-colored light. 8 spirit beast phantoms formed around it, growing increasingly detailed, indicating imminent activation. Her face darkened as her entire body flashed in silver light, rushing into the palace without hesitation. The 8th Spirit Ruler emitted a piercing drone, and bright light shot from the formation. The ground quaked violently, splitting open to reveal 9 massive altars, each larger than before, with colossal golden blades enshrined atop, stretching over 30 meters like divine pillars. The Yi Clan Grand Elder shouted in alarm. The 9 Truths Devil Suppression Formation. Han Li, feeling foreboding, grabbed Silvermoon's arm, but his mind raced, recognizing the name vaguely. Black light flickered across the air, and countless strands of dark, devilish energy surged from the earth, twisting and writhing like serpents. From the midst of this emerged a terrifying 4-armed, 2-headed devil, floating menacingly in the air. 9 golden blades flared simultaneously, their edges releasing dense light that fiercely suppressed the devil's form. Its wild laughter halted, replaced by sheer terror. The blades of light warped above the devil's head, then struck downward with unstoppable force. Golden light and devilish chi met one another, resulting in a huge impact. A fair and seductive figure had appeared just in time in front of the devil and blocked the blades of light with a single finger. A deafening clang sounded out as the blades of golden light was repelled by the flick of a single finger belonging to a black-robed woman of incredible allure. Han Li's eyes widened as he observed the scene unfolding. The woman before them, cloaked in black, radiated an aura of terrifying authority. Her movements were effortless, yet each action carried an immense force that could repel the 9 colossal golden blades of the 9 Truths Devil Suppression Formation. The sheer power in a single flick of her finger sent a deafening resonance echoing through the air, a sound that made even the most experienced cultivators take a step back in awe. Silvermoon's reaction was immediate. Her body trembled, her pale face showing a mixture of shock, fear, and recognition. There was a moment of hesitation in her eyes, a silent acknowledgement of the overwhelming presence before her. Han Li, on the other hand, first focused on the two-headed, four-armed devil floating nearby. The bamboo cloud swarm swords within him stirred with urgency, letting out piercing cries as they sensed the two flying swords that had been taken away. Han Li recognized this devil instantly. It was undoubtedly one of the elder devils from the notorious Devilfall Valley. A being of immense ferocity and experience in the mortal world. Then, his attention shifted to the black-robed woman. She stood gracefully yet fearlessly in front of the devil, and Han Li realized he could not sense even a trace of conventional magical energy from her. Her cultivation, he deduced, was far beyond any mortal realm, situated on an entirely different plane. His body instinctively blurred away, moving him and Silvermoon to the edge of the Nine Truths Devil Suppression Formation before he released her. Gui Ling followed silently, her gaze flicking between Han Li and his spirit beast, sensing an unusual aura emanating from him. Silvermoon looked at Han Li with a soft, conflicted expression. "Many thanks, Master," she whispered, her tone both reverent and wary. Han Li frowned, cautioning her, "Be careful." He now fully understood that Silvermoon's identity was far more complex and perilous than he had initially realized. She gave a small nod before her attention returned to the black-robed woman, her expression tinged with sorrow and apprehension. In the meantime, Grand Immortal Xu and the Yi clan elders had also retreated to the edge of the formation. Though they maintained wariness of one another, the ground beneath them seemed almost alive, pulsating with uncontrollable devilish energy. "What is going on?" "The devilish chi is flaring uncontrollably," a voice called out from the Sun Moon shuttle. Lady Mu's figure blurred into view above the treasure, holding the dragon phantom of the Dragon Call seal in her hands. However, the phantom now reacted violently to the presence of this newly arrived group. It was as though the energy and power radiating from the black-robed woman and the elder devil provoked it far beyond its previous reaction to Long Meng. Even without activation, the Dragon Call seal seemed to act on its own, responding instinctively to the threat. Grand Immortal Xu's eyes narrowed coldly at Lady Mu. The chaos around them had escalated beyond control. Devils appeared in succession, each more ferocious than the last. Xu made up his mind. Escape was now the only option. He discreetly sent voice transmissions to the Endless Sky Saintess, Lin Yinping, seeking backup while floating erratically in the air, surveying the dangerous scene. The Yi clan elders also abandoned any intention of claiming the treasure. The Grand Elder cast a meaningful glance at his companions, forming intricate hand gestures in unison, and their bodies blurred before they stealthily slipped away, vanishing from sight. Meanwhile, the silver-winged night fiend froze at the sight of the black-robed woman. She resembled the original fairy Ling Long in appearance, but the overwhelming devilish chi emitting from her left no doubt that this was no ordinary being. Silvermoon's current presence at Han Li's side, while her counterpart was possessing Hua Tianqi, left the night fiend confused and anxious, desperate to comprehend the true identity of the black-robed figure. Lady Mu, gripping the Dragon Call seal, looked uncertain. With a stamp of her foot, the Sun Moon shuttle blurred downward and disappeared into the ground. Gui Ling, observing the scene, scoffed at their attempts. "Fools, the air and ground are both restricted by the old occupants. There is no way to escape by burrowing." Han Li's gaze flickered with caution. "Perhaps not," he replied. "They are mysterious and understand the mountain deeply. They may have a way to bypass its restrictions." His mind recalled the Nine Truths Devil Suppression Formation. From what he remembered in an ancient scroll, it was regarded as the most powerful devil-suppressing formation in the mortal realm. During the ancient war against the devils, human cultivators had relied upon it to turn the tide against overwhelming forces. Han Li's attention returned to the black-robed woman. Despite the immense power of the 9 huge blades, she effortlessly flicked them aside, displaying an eerie calm and indifference toward the cultivators and the devils surrounding her. Yet Han Li noticed her hesitation. She lingered near the edge of the spell formation, wary of its suppressive energy. Only the 8 spirit ruler floating near the palace seemed to capture her full attention. The second devil appeared nearby, humming and flashing in erratic bursts of energy. The black-robed woman muttered inaudible words to the elder devil at her side. Silvermoon, regaining a portion of her memories, whispered, "Without a doubt, that woman is the incarnation of the devil ancestor Yuan Cha. She originated from a fragment of the devil ancestor's soul and was one of the 3 commanders during the elder devil invasion, responsible for slaying countless humans." Han Li asked cautiously, "The devil ancestor's soul fragment? Could she be using your body somehow?" Silvermoon's teeth clenched in frustration. "Although I cannot recall how she came to possess my body or how I became an artifact spirit. It is without question my original body that she occupies." Han Li considered. "Do you think you could reclaim it? After all, it is your true body." She sighed. "Master, do not forget I have already used the soul devouring technique. After occupying this body for so long, I lack the power to take it back. In the mortal world, I am powerless. To do so, I would need to return to the spirit realm. But my spiritual sense is damaged. Cultivation has dropped to its lowest, and most abilities are forgotten. The only way would be to cooperate with Long Meng. Yet that is a path I cannot accept. She would seal me and take control immediately." Han Li grew silent, understanding the severity of her dilemma. At that moment, the 4-armed, 2-headed elder devil addressed the large-headed eccentric, offering him power infused with devilish chi if he restrained the 8-spirit ruler. The eccentric hesitated, conflicted, but ultimately shot forward in a yellow streak toward the ruler. To his relief, the treasure did not react as he reached it. Long Meng's cold voice echoed from the palace. "Old devil, you need not use these juniors to cheat. With me guarding the ruler, no one can touch it without my permission. I did not expect you to escape the black wind flags. Now, the treasure that suppressed me has become a weapon against you." The black-robed woman smiled faintly, dismissing the spatial wall's obstacle. "Is that so? But a mere wall cannot restrain me." In an instant, she shot over 30 meters away, briefly entangled by the golden blades. Before extending her hand, black devilish chi in the air condensed, vanishing to reveal a glossy black flag. The flag circled in the air, then fell into her hand. Long Meng's voice rang out in disbelief. "The black wind flag? Impossible. You have not cultivated its treasure imprinting art. How are you controlling it?" She smiled sweetly, her eyes glinting with power. "Do not forget, I am the incarnation of a sacred ancestor. Even a divine spirit treasure can be commanded temporarily if infused with devilish chi." She waved the flag, and a muffled explosion sounded out and caused the entire air to tremble. Han Li and the others suddenly felt the nearby space tense as if it had turned solid. Han Li felt his breath turn cold. This battle now exceeded the realm of nascent soul cultivators. It wasn't something that they could interfere with. Han Li's heart raced as he floated erratically above the chaotic scene. The black-robed woman, wielding the black wind flag, had completely changed the battlefield. Her presence alone commanded the space around her, and Han Li knew that no ordinary cultivator could intervene in what was unfolding. This was a clash of power beyond even the advanced deity transformation level. An engagement between forces that shaped reality itself. Gui Ling hesitated for a moment, her eyes glinting with determination, before she burrowed into the ground in a streak of yellow light. Disappearing from sight, Han Li's gaze shifted immediately, tracking her movements while remaining vigilant. In the space behind the 2 devils, he noticed a black teleportation formation, intact and shrouded in flags. His mind raced as he recalled the similar formation from the previous room. Understanding that this was another strategic exit point or trap, he exchanged a glance with Grand Immortal Xu, who floated nearby. Both of them understood the unspoken plan: avoid unnecessary interference, observe carefully, and prepare for any sudden shifts. Meanwhile, the black-robed woman was far from idle. She waved the black wind flag down toward the palace at the center of the formation. The 4-armed elder devil closely followed her lead, producing 4 common treasures of his own. The actions of the 2 devils naturally invoked the wrath of the 9 Truths Devil Suppression formation. Golden light erupted violently from the 9 massive blades, engulfing the air in overwhelming brilliance. The woman's response was immediate. She clasped the flag with both hands, causing it to spark wildly with black light. From the flag, an inky barrier emerged, enveloping both devils completely. When the golden light barrage collided with the black barrier, it vanished as if swallowed into a void, leaving the mass intact and unscathed. Inside this impenetrable barrier, the black-robed woman advanced boldly, entering the very heart of the Nine Truths Devil Suppression Formation. The 9 huge golden blades trembled in unison, and the air shimmered as mysterious talismanic characters appeared around them. In a blink, the blades shrank to mere feet in size, their dazzling brilliance turning the area into a spectacle of light that resembled miniature suns. The woman's expression, however, turned solemn, reflecting the immense pressure imposed by the ancient formation. The black light barrier around the devils thickened, its surface smoothing to a glossy, nearly impervious sheen. The 9 golden blades began to spin and descend in perfect synchronization. Thin, sharp threads of golden light sliced through the air before disappearing entirely, leaving no trace behind. Suddenly, golden circles erupted from the barrier, enveloping the black light in all directions. Astonishingly, this entire sequence of power and destruction occurred in absolute silence. Han Li seized this distraction to act. Observing the chaos, he carefully slid a pouch into his sleeve, releasing a torrent of golden glitter that sank into the ground. Within moments, he had unleashed thousands of gold devouring beetles, positioning them strategically without anyone noticing. A small measure of relief washed over him as his preparations were set. Back in the fray, the black-robed woman's voice was calm, almost indifferent. "Collect," she murmured. A 3-meter-wide black void appeared at the center of the golden light, sucking in the energy like a lake drawing in countless streams. As the anomaly dissolved, the devils reappeared, unharmed, and she maintained control of the black wind flag in a single hand. When the golden sabers flared once more, she addressed the palace with a raised brow. "Fellow Taoist Long Meng, do not assume that the Nine Truths formation will exhaust my spiritual energy. The black wind flag is a rare spatial-type divine spirit treasure. Without the power to tear through space, your attacks cannot reach me. Be wise and come out obediently, or I will charge after you, and there will be no mercy." From the palace, Long Meng's laughter echoed sweetly. "What will you do then? Have you decided to join us willingly?" The woman's tone was firm. "I wish to fuse our souls." Long Meng scoffed. "Fuse souls? Do you think I would believe you?" The black-robed woman explained with cold detachment. "It will not be as before. I will impose restrictions ensuring I remain the main soul. This allows me to advance while controlling the black wind flag, absorbing the golden sword attacks, yet preventing the formation from triggering additional defenses." Long Meng yelled back, incredulous. "Dream on. You already control my body. Why would I let you become the main soul? What are you scheming?" The black-robed woman's explanation was precise, deliberate. "You know the truth of our fused battles. Alone, neither of us can wield the body's full power. Together, we overcame even Deity Transformation cultivators. If you remain sealed within, mortal cultivators will trap you again. Fusion is the only way to survive and exert control." Long Meng's laughter turned into a sneer. "Fear a few Deity Transformation cultivators? You, Grand Commander of the Elder Devil Invasion? Pathetic." The woman's expression remained calm as she elaborated. "In our era, passageways between the Holy Realm and Mortal Realm allowed us to restore devilish energy and use our full strength. That era has passed, times have changed, and the origin energy of the world has weakened. Even at full power, I cannot contend with these cultivators now. You, too, are limited in your current form. Do you not recognize this?" Long Meng stood her ground. "I will not let you dominate as the main soul, even if you escape entrapment temporarily. The difference is minimal. You may control the black wind flag for a moment, but not its full power. If fusion occurs, I will be the head. There is no alternative." A flash of malice crossed the black-robed woman's face. "Confident in the 8 Spirit Ruler and the Nine Truths formation, are you? Since you refuse, I will restrain you and draw the power from your primal soul." Not ideal, but sufficient. She glanced at Han Li and issued commands to the Elder Devil, who nodded silently. The devil shot toward the black teleportation formation, hovering motionlessly above it as a guardian. The cultivators inwardly cursed, their plans for stealthy escape had collapsed. Han Li anticipated this, remaining composed, but to his surprise, the silver-winged Night Fiend and the Lionhawk faded into smoke, disappearing in rapid succession. Grand Immortal Xu and Lin Yinping conversed through voice transmission. Wearing grim expressions, the Yi clan Grand Elder remained silent, motionless, his face unreadable. Han Li's attention fell on the white-robed scholar. Realizing he was an illusion made of light, his heart trembled at first, but he quickly located the real figure, reassured by their presence. The black-robed woman resisted the assault of golden sword threads. She fully unfurled the black wind flag, tossing it high into the air. Her hands performed a complex incantation as she spoke a strange spell. A tremendous explosion erupted, followed by the formation of a massive ball of black wind. The wind expanded violently, coiling into tornadoes that towered like pillars of heaven. Dark yellow clouds swirled in the sky, while bolts of lightning leapt across and struck the ground below. The black tornadoes roared, condensing countless wind blades, scattering sand and stone across the battlefield. Han Li and Silvermoon raised their defenses, enveloped in blinding azure light. Even so, when the strange yellow winds swept past them, their protective barrier shook violently, as if a small boat caught in a raging storm. Han Li tightly shut his mouth and his complexion blanched. Under the control of the black-robed woman, the black wind flag's fearsome power was unfolding. Han Li now witnessed winds as fierce as blades overturning both heaven and earth. Although this was only a fraction of what the black wind flag was capable of, his senses were completely overwhelmed. Han Li's heart pounded as he tried to comprehend the magnitude of the storm unleashed by the black-robed woman. The winds were not mere gusts, they were blades slicing through the air, overturning rocks, uprooting trees, and tearing through the terrain. His ears rang with shrieking whistles. His eyes were blinded by the thick yellow mist that swirled like living venom. And his spiritual sense could scarcely detect anything beyond a few inches around him. Between him and certain destruction lay only a fragile barrier, a fragile shield sustained entirely by his will and spiritual power. He compared this with his Triflame Fan, a divine spirit treasure modeled after a weaker predecessor. Even at 40% of the Seven Flame Fan's power, it could display incredible destructive potential. Yet what the black wind flag exerted was entirely on another level, vastly superior, untouchable, and overwhelming in every sense. Thanks to his bright sight spirit eyes, Han Li managed to make out vague shapes and movement within a radius of 30 meters. Barely perceiving the surrounding chaos, the Nine Truths Devil Suppression Formation itself was hard at work, straining to maintain order against the onslaught of black wind. Tremors ran through the ground and sky, signaling intense clashes and violent energy interactions, but the scale of it left him unable to gauge the full picture. When he lifted his gaze to the skies above, all he saw were endless, chaotic winds that seemed to stretch beyond the horizon, blotting out the sun and sky alike. The protective barrier around him began to hum more loudly, straining against the energy assault, forcing Han Li into a pained expression as he poured more magic power into sustaining it. The power of the black wind flag grew stronger with every passing moment, and he could feel the pressure of it pressing against his body like an invisible vice. As he considered his options, he looked down toward the ground, contemplating the idea of burrowing underground to escape. But just as the thought formed, a foot-wide pillar of black wind surged up from below. Spinning with relentless force, Han Li was nearly pulled in by its gravitational pull, the tornado's energy attempting to devour him entirely. Reacting instinctively, he condensed the magic power in his body, strengthening his barrier, and forced the absorption to halt temporarily. A dozen golden sword lights erupted from his protective shield, spiraling around the black pillar in an attempt to tear it apart. The winds shattered into black chi fragments but immediately reformed into the tornado's original spiral. Relentless and unyielding, Han Li gritted his teeth, calling out to Silvermoon and retreating backward. Even the ground was unsafe. These wind pillars were capable of seeking and destroying anything that dared evade their grasp. After carefully navigating between several tornadoes, Han Li and Silvermoon reached the edge of the area and found a dim gray barrier. Here, the winds were noticeably weaker, offering a rare moment of respite. But Han Li's expression remained grim. He looked toward the palace hall, and a glint of determination sparked in his eyes. With a precise movement, he sent a foot-long golden blade flying toward the gray barrier. It cleaved through the wall with a sharp crackle, slashing a meter-deep groove, but a twinkle of white light mended the damage almost instantly. The barrier, though seemingly fragile, displayed a strange resilience. Han Li realized it might mend itself continuously, and breaking through it in a single strike was essential to escape. Any prolonged effort could trigger unknown restrictions or fatal traps. He took a deep breath and drew the Triflame Fan from his storage pouch, carefully channeling his spiritual power into it. A halo of tri-colored light shimmered around the fan, bright and powerful. He waved it toward the wall in a controlled motion. Tri-colored flames surged out, silently melting the barrier and leaving a meter-wide hole. Yet, despite cutting over 30 meters deep, the barrier's self-repairing ability quickly mended the damage. Han Li's face fell. Even at full power, breaking through might be impossible, and a failed attempt could alert the devils or trigger hidden defenses. He reluctantly eased his grip on the fan, knowing that caution was necessary. Silvermoon, having regained her composure after witnessing Long Meng, spoke softly, warning him of the risks. This place isn't so simple. It'd be best if Master didn't take such risks. Han Li offered a faint smile in response, but his expression quickly hardened as he sensed movement in the raging winds behind them. "What are you doing sneaking around? Don't blame me if I decide to attack," he called, tightening his grip on the Triflame Fan. A glowing light traced its surface as he prepared for the worst. From the storm, a calm male voice sounded, "Fellow Taoist Han, please wait. I know of your fan's power and I do not wish to be struck without reason." Two white silhouettes emerged from the swirling yellow winds, Grand Immortal Xu and the endless sky saintess Lin Yinping. Han Li raised a brow, feigning indifference, and responded coolly, "Oh, you expect me to believe you didn't come here to pursue me?" His eyes flicked to the palace, noting the relentless storms, black tornadoes, and intermittent golden flashes. The Nine Truths Devil Suppression Formation was holding firm. Yet the scale of the Black Wind Flag's assault was terrifying. The 8 spirit rulers' participation remained uncertain. But for now, the black-robed woman did not seem to notice them, allowing a slight sense of relief. Lin Yinping quickly addressed the point, stating the urgency of their situation. "There is no need to be like this. We didn't come here to cause trouble, but to discuss a plan for survival." Han Li's eyes narrowed. "What's your plan? Do you not know the answer?" Lin Yinping replied, "None of us could contend with that flag. Even together, our best chance is to escape while they are distracted." Han Li's gaze sharpened. "So you do not intend to claim the divine spirit treasure?" Grand Immortal Xu's tone was firm. "What use is a treasure if we do not survive to use it? The Elder Devil Sacred Ancestor has been trapped for countless years and weakened. Our nascent souls would be ideal for restoring its strength. One careless attack would see us captured instantly." "And what do you propose?" Han Li asked, suspecting their plan. "We join forces to ambush the Elder Devil guarding the teleportation formation. Then escape," Xu explained. Han Li scoffed. "With only us? That two-headed Elder Devil is formidable. 3 grand cultivators and a dozen nascent souls pursued it before it still escaped." Lin Yinping asked, surprised, "Are we not enough?" Han Li stroked the fan in his hand, his expression calm but stern. "It is the same Elder Devil that escaped from your heavenly south. Confidence is relative when facing such power." Xu and Lin Yinping exchanged glances, hesitating briefly before nodding. "Then we will join in. That should be enough to push the devil back." A cold voice interjected. 2 flashes in the yellow winds revealed the silver-winged Night Fiend and the Lionhawk, their forms shielding them from the deadly winds. "So you wish to join us?" Han Li asked, regaining composure. "Of course," the Night Fiend replied bluntly. "If we fail to escape, the Elder Devil Sacred Ancestor will destroy us all." With their alliance secured, Han Li nodded. The demons landed by their side, and he immediately assumed an incantation stance. Guiling's life soul tile trembled within him, glowing faintly, before a bright yellow light flashed at his side, and Guiling emerged from the ground. Having come to a decision, Han Li no longer hesitated and immediately held his hands in an incantation gesture. Then, Guiling's life soul tile began to tremble within him before shining with weak light. A short moment later, a bright yellow light flashed at his side and Guiling emerged from the ground. When Guiling appeared, she wasn't surprised in the slightest when she saw the humans and demons gathered together. But when she glanced at Han Li, her lips moved to send him a voice transmission. Han Li's expression betrayed a flicker of surprise at her message, even as he tried to maintain his usual calm demeanor. Lin Yinping noticed the change and asked, "What, has fellow Taoist Gui discovered something?" Han Li shook his head, quickly regaining composure. "It is nothing," he said. "It's just that the two fellow Taoists from the Immortal Forms sect had the same thoughts as I did. They were looking for a way out from below." Lin Yinping smiled enigmatically, clearly skeptical of his explanation. But she said nothing further. The others, too, were suspicious, yet the urgency of their precarious alliance left them no time to press the matter. The group moved swiftly to discuss their plan of action. Their battle experience allowed them to communicate with minimal words. Decisions were made quickly, and their bodies glowed with spiritual light, vanishing from sight as they prepared to act. Han Li nodded toward Guiling, who immediately burrowed into the earth again, disappearing like a golden streak. He then called Silvermoon back, who shrank into his sleeve in the form of a small fox. Han Li's gaze fell upon the black teleportation formation floating in the distance. He stroked his chin, then slapped his storage pouch. A flash of silver light revealed a human-like puppet that appeared before him. Han Li flicked his hand, and silver light enveloped the puppet's body, transforming it into a subtle yellow hue. Its eyes briefly shone purple before disappearing entirely into nothingness. A perfect concealment. With this puppet by his side, Han Li felt more confident. Its concealment techniques meant the Elder Devil likely would not detect it before it was too late. However, he remained wary of the black-robed woman, a devil whose full abilities he had yet to witness. Holding the Triflame Fan in one hand, Han Li formed an incantation with the other, summoning the thunderstorm wings from his back. In a flash of silver light, he disappeared. At the other side of the formation, the black teleportation array floated in the air, surrounded by a barrier of gray light. The two-headed Elder Devil hovered above it, arms casually hanging behind its back. One head stared intently toward the palace, while the other swept the surroundings with vigilant awareness. Its four arms clutched a pair of violet rings, a blue halberd, and a scarlet brick. Despite the relentless winds of the Black Wind Flag, the Elder Devil appeared unfazed. A golden light suddenly erupted from the distance, slicing through the dense mist with overwhelming power. The whistling winds abruptly ceased. The Elder Devil's head, focused on the palace, furrowed slightly, hesitating at the sudden disturbance. It considered intervening but soon relaxed, thinking the danger had passed. However, relief was brief. A tornado, 30 meters wide and twisting like a black dragon, surged across the field, distorting space itself. Its other head reacted immediately, waving a hand to send a 10-meter-wide scarlet brick smashing downward. Flames erupted from the brick's top, summoning fire serpents with bared fangs, ready to strike. A cold snort sounded, and two figures materialized from the violent winds. One raised a hand, releasing a blue streak of energy that expanded into a 3-meter-tall jade umbrella. Explosions erupted as the umbrella's icy mist countered the fire serpents. The two figures were Grand Immortal Xu and Endless Sky Saintess Lin Yinping, floating effortlessly as their presence commanded attention. The Elder Devil's heads turned toward the intruders. One spoke, voice thundering, "I recognize you. You are cultivators from the soaring sky plains. A pity you cannot be buried there." He smirked with disdain. Grand Immortal Xu wordlessly summoned a storage pouch, releasing a rainbow peacock that spread its wings, radiating rainbow light that countered the surrounding winds. The Elder Devil, unimpressed, scoffed, "A bird from antiquity, yet its power is shallow. Were it older, I might have feared." Xu whistled, and the peacock's wings flared brilliantly, releasing a wave of rainbow light. The elder devil responded, clapping together the hands holding the purple rings, producing a deafening drone that distorted spiritual senses. The rings launched outward, leaving behind copies of themselves in the air, creating a tense and chaotic battlefield. Black devilish chi enveloped the elder devil as it prepared to counterattack. Grand Immortal Xu and Lin Yinping each summoned their own magic treasures. Azure light collided with silver threads released from the embroidered silver silkworm scarf. Purple and azure mist coalesced above the elder devil, concealing movements and demonstrating superb stealth. The collision of illusions, rainbow light, and magical constructs produced dazzling flashes, while black pythons condensed from the devilish chi, coiling and launching forward as counters. Meanwhile, blinding light erupted from the mist. Two silhouettes descended upon the elder devil, talons extended and gray threads swirling around them. Their attacks were precisely timed, aligning perfectly with the approaching magic treasures. The ambush came swiftly, catching the elder devil off guard. Recovering quickly, the elder devil coiled one of its black pythons around its body, raising both heads to confront the attacks from the endless sky cultivators. A streak of black light flashed, attempting to counter the incoming barrage. At the same time, golden light erupted from the side of the formation covering the teleporter. Thunder roared as a massive sword shot out from underground. Its surface roamed with purple flames and golden lightning. The elder devil recognized the weapon instantly. Trapped by the coordinated assault, he had no choice but to confront it. Waving all four arms, he tore at the space around him, releasing a net of crystalline claw streaks toward the sword. Yet the strike came too fast. The weapon shredded through the claws effortlessly. The attack bought precious moments. The elder devil enveloped itself in black devilish chi as explosions erupted around it, producing blinding light. Silver lightning streaked across the ground, and Han Li emerged, raising his head to assess the situation. Although the sword had struck, it had slid past the devil's body, leaving no visible damage. Amidst the blinding radiance, a black figure shot down toward Han Li, moving so quickly it blurred before landing above him. Drop dead. A thunderous roar erupted as a massive black blade descended with lethal speed. Han Li, prepared with the thunderstorm wings, vanished without a trace. Avoiding the attack, a muffled echo marked the strike, leaving a meter-deep scar in the ground. Thunder rang out 60 meters away as Han Li reappeared, watching the spot he had just occupied. The elder devil, now clearly damaged from the combined assault, bore missing limbs, a fist-sized hole in its shoulder, and deep claw marks across its stomach. It had been unable to fully block the attacks, suffering from the coordinated assault of Han Li and the allied cultivators. A malevolent gleam appeared in the elder devil's eyes as it glared fiercely at Han Li. In a sudden motion, in a flash of light, he pulled his hands apart and his huge saber ripped in two, releasing slightly smaller glowing blades that let out a shrieking pierce as they whistled. In this episode, we saw Han Li face overwhelming danger as the Black Wind Flag unleashed its terrifying power, sending winds as fierce as blades across the battlefield. The scene was chaotic, with tornadoes, black wind pillars, and golden sword lights clashing in a deadly spectacle. Despite the immense threat, Han Li remained calm and strategic, carefully deploying his Gold Devouring Beetles and using his Triflame Fan to test the limits of barriers and defenses. We witnessed the complex dynamics between the black-robed woman, Long Meng, and other powerful cultivators, plans of soul fusion, restrictions, and strategies to survive against Deity Transformation-stage opponents revealed the high stakes at play. Han Li had to navigate not only the destructive forces around him but also the delicate alliances forming with Grand Immortal Xu, Lin Yinping, and the Demon Companions. The story unfolded further as Han Li and his allies prepared a coordinated ambush against the two-headed Elder Devil, showing both the cunning and immense power of the combatants. Magic treasures, illusions, and precision attacks were employed in a tense and visually spectacular battle. Even with overwhelming odds, the Alliance managed to strike the Elder Devil, leaving visible damage despite its strength. Every move emphasized the critical thinking, speed, and skill required to survive in such a dangerous environment. Throughout this episode, we also saw the importance of timing, collaboration, and calculated risks. Han Li's careful planning, combined with the cooperation of his allies, allowed him to navigate seemingly impossible scenarios while minimizing danger to himself and others. The tension, strategy, and raw display of power made this a pivotal episode in Han Li's journey. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Immortal's journey to immortality. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on Han Li's journey. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.